Hello and welcome to William's favorite video. Today is a really special day. I went down the street to visit my neighbor David. Now David is a kind friend of mine. He's 5 years my senior. He's 67. Oh, 7 years my senior, but point is 67, and he was working on his driveway with some gravel and chat. They call it chat. It's just great chat. Just kind of ugly stuff. Plain old looks like concrete. So I need more gravel. I need to call somebody with a gravel truck. I said, wait a minute, David. We can do this together. I have my own pickup truck, and I will take you down to the local store, and we will buy whatever gravel rock you need, and I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it all. And you know what? They give me an excuse to clean up my pickup truck because I'm a little messy a bit. See, I'm divorced and there's nobody ever in the other seat. So I have a habit of leaving, a towel, some gloves, from work, and, old sales papers and stuff. So I had to really clean up the passenger seat. And I just threw it all in the garbage. Now I have to look through some of that because there are some important things, like I said, the gloves and glasses and stuff that shouldn't really be garbage. But I will dig through that tomorrow. But that's another story. The point is that me and David went down to the store, and we needed a cart for his gravel. And on the cart was an electric lawnmower and a weed whacker. Uh, and I won't say the name, but I'll call it. So I said to the lady at the, you know, customer service, does this belong to anybody? Well, he says, no, the guy just left it there and he never came back. I said, oh, hell, I'll buy it. I really don't care. Now, I was going to save this for savings this week, but I just blew the money. Why? Because I had another electric lawnmower called a Hyper Tough, like Star Wars. Hyper Tough. And believe me, this I call it the Tupperware mower. And the point is that thing sat all winter, and I took it out. And guess what? The thing worked fantastically. I had so much fun. I mowed my lawn, the side thing, and I helped my neighbor Joe. And Joe and I have been friends for 30 years and knew my parents before they passed away. And I mowed his side thing, the sidelet between the two houses. There's a brick wall, kind of a, partial. You can get it's a step thing down because we live on a mountain hill thing. So the point is that I mowed his and I got his weeds and his leaves, and he asked me. He said, "I wonder who did that." I said, "I did it for you. I don't mind. We have been friends for a year. He's a Marine. He's 76 years old. Joe has had I think one or two heart attacks. He has new knees and a new hip, and he's out there. He mows his own lawn as a Marine, and he's happy, and he's always my friend. Joe will stop his Silverado pickup truck in front of the house. Hey, William, how you doing? Just like he was before with Mom and Dad here. Anyway, let's get back to the story. So I go to Lowe's to help David, my other neighbor, 3 houses down. And David and I, we play classic guitar and we play electric guitar together. I've actually given him a Yamaha guitar because he played it better than I did. And you've probably seen that in one of my videos. And I went and Guitar Center got a Michaels or Mitchell's. I don't know what the name is. Now the point is, I really enjoyed that guitar, but what you had to do was tighten the little screw things on top because every time I played the guitar, the key was off. So whoever manufactured this, even though it's a wonderful, fantastic guitar, forgot to tighten the little screw things. There were the little Phillips and tighten them up, tighten them up. Next time the guitar played nice. So I bought a second Michaels guitar from my old house, and actually I have both of them here now. And David has tuned both of the guitars. Sorry, this is such a long, but the point is, getting back to the story. I brought David down to the store down there, the gardening center. Let's just say gardening place, and we needed a cart. And on the cart was an electric lawnmower and an electric weed whacker. And I asked the lady at customer service, you know, does anybody own this thing? She said, some guy brought this by and just left this here. I said, guess what? I'm going to buy it. You know why? Last year I got the Hyper Tough, the Star Wars thing. And worked beautifully, even if after sitting all winter. Like I said, this probably Rambling Rose is probably going round and round. So I bought this lawnmower and the weed whacker. I met David in Garden Center. Okay, so I helped him get his rocks, and I bought him some river rocks and some smaller river rocks, and we put the big river rocks underneath the smaller river rocks. And he said, "Why did you do that?" I said, "You'll find them. The smaller ones will probably." And he thought, "Well, that's a great idea. My granddaughter will come by and we'll just pretend it's Easter." And we have the small river rock on top, and underneath is all these beautiful colored different river rocks. So they're gonna have fun. David and his granddaughter are gonna have fun playing Easter. Now look at what has happened there. I always do a flippant thing. Now look at what has happened here. What this is some of that river rock. But if you notice what I did and how beautiful, I mean, it really is absolutely fantastic, beautiful, and it will help hold the rain for these bushes. Let me get my, there we go. And over here, I got the black rock at a discount because the bags were broken. So what is now mixed in between, because when it floods here, look at how beautiful. There's a couple of roses, a loving memory of my mom and dad. And here's my flags. And here's the other flag. But look at how beautiful this was. And this wasn't too much, Yeah, it cost a bit, but you know, sometimes instead of saving something, we have to do something in loving memory. I'm sorry, I might cry. In loving memory of the people we held so dear, who are gone. And I promised my dad sincerely, I promise I will take care of you all after you are gone. And I believe someday Jesus is going to come in the second coming. Or maybe I might just be uplifted. But I was a good steward. I took care of my parents' home. But wasn't that a blessing? Now, the point is that David has a lot of this beautiful river rock. Now, he doesn't have the black rock. And there was another white rock that I bought. And I thought I got gypped. Yeah. Because there was a calcium carbonate, cheap, like sandstone, cheap rock that I bought a couple years ago. The story about the fake rocks is there's limestone. It's basically lime sand. And inside the bag, years later, I put a bag of spare rocks just in case I needed them. And when I looked inside the bag of spare rocks, there were ants eating the fake rocks. It's limestone. This is basically sand. And I thought I got taken again. And I found that the rocks that I bought are granite rocks today. Now, I paid a lot more than the cheap rocks, but I was so happy because I Googled it. Did William get ripped off again? I'm kind of dumb and stuff like this. And they really are good rocks. And when I get paid again, because there's not enough money right now, and I went over my budget, well, I would have put it in savings or use it for the house payment. But sometimes we all splurge. And the point of the story is they're beautiful. And I read the package. This is used for landscaping. This is used for around a fountain or something special. And so it went somewhere special. But I still need 2 or 3 more bags. I don't think it will be this weekend. It'll probably be in 2 weeks. I'm working overtime. I love you all very much, and hope you enjoyed this special long edition. It gives me a chance to get to know you, the people who watch this channel, and think about stuff. Also, it's wonderful. Oh, there's Figaro. Figaro has been so fantastic. And here's Mr. Gleason. You know, there's this cat named Blackie Gleason. He used to be mine, and he's been adopted out. And he comes by and he has a bad hip because he jumped off a roof or somebody might have kicked him. And Mr. Gleason, I just tell him, hey, Mr. Gleason, you are welcome here at your home. You hear me meowing in the background? He's a wonderful cat. He's one of the last of the Tony the Tiger big giant cats too. This is a big cat, but he still keeps going along. He comes by, and every time he comes home, I tell him I love him, Mr. Gleason, and I named him Blackie Gleason after Jackie Gleason because he's black like a panther, and I said, your name is Blackie Gleason because he gives love. He's never done anything wrong to anybody, but he jumped off a roof. I think I heard him falling off during a storm off the side of the house. And I think also the neighbor hates him and kicks him in the butt. And that's not good for a cat either because cats have something called weak hip. You should never hit or abuse a cat in their rear end because there's not much there connecting. And whoever does this, oh boy, huh? If I catch them, they're going to be turned into the Humane Society. Anyway, enough said. It was a beautiful day. I bought a new electric lawnmower, which they say, I Googled it, is excellent. I got a 4.0 rating and an electric weed whacker, which is kind of heavy. I love my old weed whackers. I don't care about the electric cord. If this thing bothers me too much and it's too heavy, hey, David, Merry Christmas or somebody else, because if this thing is out of balance or just too much for me to hold, because believe me, I have arthritis, stuff hurts. You know, for me to pull the lawnmower cord and the thing doesn't start, or the chainsaw cord and things doesn't start over and over and over. Now here I am with my short shoulder going, oh God, why? Also, I wear a Casio and I love it. You know, my dad passed away. I bought him a Casio, and at 12 o'clock was his medicine time. For 5 or 7 years after he passed away, that alarm went off. It fell inside the couch or somewhere. I never ever found the watch. I'd hear the alarm looking here and there and under there, here and there and everywhere. I never found the damn watch. And so I still buy a Casio to this day. You know, I keep that, my cell phone. And I love my friends very much. You know, I have a girlfriend. Her name is Marta. We only see each other at work. We're both divorced. And now we're getting into serious stuff. But I gave her a hug and I told her I will miss you. She said I miss you too. And she tells me she loves me. And she bought me a cookie. At work yesterday, I bought her a banana. And sometimes I bring her an orange. She prefers oranges over apples, but sometimes she likes apples too. And we're just best friends. And that's the way it goes in life, doesn't it? Sometimes you have a best friend who loves you at work. You know, we just don't want children anymore. We're both divorced, and I showed her pictures of my children, my daughters, my 4 daughters. But since then, I have Jolly and Julie Beans, my dogs and my cats. It's not that I don't love my daughters. They never come. They never say, thank you, Dad. Or, hi, how are you? So, you know, they get what they give. And I've been there. I've been to their house and had my one daughter treat me lousy. Well, Mom is better off without you. And at that, I left and I never went back. I never did anything to them. Always work hard. You know me, I'm a hard worker. Enough said, end of video, but isn't it a beautiful day in Tulsa, Oklahoma? Let's end this on a happy note. For God so loved the world that He gave His only Son, Jesus. And a beautiful place to live. And believe me, I really enjoy it here. This house used to be a farm. And it's amazing some of the stuff that grows here. You know, I didn't even plant it. I plant stuff on purpose too. I put some cactus out and an onion. The onion's doing excellent. the you know it's amazing. The green stuff that comes up is so beautiful. I don't even want to eat it just because it's so beautiful just to look at it. My dad used to have a contest with me. He would take a 2 or 5 gallon pot and put compost in there and grow a tomato. And the point is, whoever had the better tasting tomato. I grow my tomatoes at my house in Broken Arrow. I Bernadette. He always won. I'm like, Dad, okay. And then I had to eat a sandwich made with his tomatoes. And my tomatoes were used for other things, but they weren't thrown away. But they were the disgraced tomatoes because Dad's tomatoes had a magic ingredient, love, and Mom's cooking also had a magic ingredient called love. Now my cooking's kind of, but I learned what they taught me. My dad was a professional sandwich maker before he joined the army in New York, and put some meat on that thing, son. And and my mom taught me how to make soup, how to make pancakes, how to take care of myself. Here's the wash, here's the laundry, and blah 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 blah. There were no boy chores or girl chores. Dad was in the army, Mom was a nurse, and you did what you were told. And there was no, gee, I don't want to. A lot of kids today are like, gee, I don't want to. Do I have to? I did everything. And it was a lot of fun. There was the ashtray vacuum cleaner thing. So instead of using the vacuum cleaner, you took Dad's ashtray and went in the house and did human vacuum cleaning. You picked up all the papers on the floor and every little snipple. And after you were done, you showed Mom what was inside the ashtray. You got a nickel or a penny or something. So it wasn't like slavery. There was always a reward. Trash cans down to the street, 5 cents per trash can. Oh my God! Take all 5 trash cans down. Guess what? I got 25 cents. Then I go to Grandma's. Guess what? I got another 25 cents. So it's 50 cents. And there's my other grandmother who gave me 75 cents. And guess what? I was there to buy bubble gum, even models. I said $3. I got a Star Trek model. I got the Enterprise or the shuttle or the phasers. It was just amazing. 1970 something. Anyway, enough said. I'm rambling on now. But I miss these people. Memorial Day. Why does this have to happen to us? Memorial Day. The day when we remember our best friends, the people we love so much who aren't here anymore. Our armed services, but also the people that we love, our parents, our grandparents, the people who meant so many special things to our hearts, and we become better people because of the good people, not the bad people. But the good people, hey, we accept them into our hearts as Americans. Well, enough said. Time to end the video. I love you very much. Please comment. Please join William's favorite videos. There are no benefits, but please, subscribe. It touches my heart that I went from 93 to 97 people this week, and a couple months ago I had 62 people. Every one of you are special. I wish I could meet you somehow. Maybe someday that's possible. I'm a homebody because I have to take care of the cats and the dogs. I don't travel like Traveling Robert. I love Traveling Robert and the selling videos. Again, I said enough. Have a blessed day. Have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. And thank you for watching William's favorite videos and a very long